Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to RB Studios Photography. My name is Reggie, and on this channel we like to talk about all things related to the business of photography. So that's tech reviews, vlogs, tips and tricks, and everything of that sort. Now, if you've been enjoying our content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It means the world to us. And you could also follow us on Instagram at RB Studios Photography. And today we are going to be doing a review of the DJI OSMO Pocket 3. And moving forward, I'm going to call it the Pocket 3 because the DJI OSMO Pocket 3 is just a little bit too much. They need to shorten it. That's ridiculous. And we're going to ask ourselves, is it as revolutionary as everyone makes it out to be? Let's get to it. All right, first things first, let's talk about the price of the Pocket 3. So the creator combo, which contains the wide angle lens, the mic, the 2 extra battery attachments, and the tripod handle and the protective cover is $669 US. The standard kit only contains 1 extra battery attachment and the protective cover for $519. Now, if it were me, I would go with the creator combo at all costs. There's no point in getting the standard kit because it contains significantly less. And actually, I don't even know why they even have the standard kit, unless maybe you have one Pocket 3 and you want a separate one, and then you are probably gonna mix and match. I don't know. But for the most part, everybody should just stick with the creator combo because it has everything that you need to create a vlogging channel or to just get some behind the scenes stuff. It has a mic, it has the 2 battery attachments, it has everything you need. Now, what is the Pocket 3 and what makes it so special? It's a pocket camera, not an action camera, with a 1-inch CMOS sensor that's mounted on a gimbal for optically stabilized footage. Now, this is different from digitally stabilized footage, which tends to have some artifacting, some crazy warping, and some wobbling. It's actually optically stabilized, so the gimbal works in real time at all times. Now, how does that stack up to your favorite vlogging camera or your cell phone? Well, a camera setup has better lenses, of course, and you can get different looks, but it also tends to be a little bit more heavier. It tends to be a little bit more expensive, and it can be hard to vlog with a large setup. Now, let's say you use your cell phone to capture some behind the scenes footage, to vlog and all that other stuff. If you're doing it during a photography shoot, it's definitely not as professional to whip out your cell phone, and it lacks log profiles or even a quality image. Especially the front-facing camera on most cell phones are absolutely garbage. So the DJI Pocket 3 actually eliminates a lot of the flaws that your mirrorless camera has and also that your cell phone has.
So right now I got the R5 on a tripod and I'm just going for a quick little vlog setup test, right? And as I'm walking, I mean, I like to think that I work out like a fair amount, but as I'm walking, my left arm is already getting tired. I couldn't hold this up for an extended period of time without being like, damn, yo, I need to put this down. Pocket 3, you don't have that issue. But I have to say that the resolution and the video image looks substantially better on the R5 versus the Pocket 3, of course. This is a $3,000 camera compared to a $700 camera. And lastly, you could switch lenses with the R5, right? I could put on a 35mm. I could put on a 15-35, which is currently on it right now. You have many different options as compared to the Pocket 3. All right, so now I got my cell phone up on the tripod. I'm doing a quick vlog setup with this one. And it's much lighter than my camera, of course, significantly lighter. I have the Samsung S23 Ultra. I'm using the front-facing camera. And it is a 12 megapixel camera, and it's okay. The quality is okay. It clearly doesn't match the quality of the Pocket 3, and it doesn't match the quality of my R5. I wouldn't expect it to, once again, because it's primarily a cell phone. But when it comes to being able to vlog with this for a long period of time, it's not bad.
I could hold this camera without any issues. I never really know where to look with the camera. I tend to like look at myself when I'm vlogging, but anyway, camera's right here, so I'm looking at that now. But yeah, it is not a bad setup. It's doable if I'm just running and gunning and I just want some behind the scenes stuff. It's really not a bad setup. But if you're talking in terms of quality, it's severely lacking.
All right, so finally I got the Pocket 3 and I'm walking around with this, and I'm able to vlog with this for an extremely long period of time because it is a very, very, very light setup. Now I have the battery attachment along with tripod attachment, so like I could hold it further out if I need to, just like this. I can get all this landscape if I needed it. And I prefer this over my R5. I prefer this over my cell phone because of how light and portable it is. And on top of that, if you are vlogging for an extended period of time, the last thing you want to do is hold something that is decently heavy and it is causing your arm fatigue, because then it's just like, damn, why am I holding this camera up? Why am I talking to this camera when my arm feels like it's about to fall off? Moving forward, this is definitely going to be my go-to setup for vlogging. I feel like this is just the most portable, the easiest thing to set up. It's like plug and play and you're ready to go. Oh, and I completely forgot. This is a stabilized image. It's on a gimbal. It looks much better and it's not as distracting as the Canon R5, which is clearly not on a gimbal, and my cell phone, which clearly doesn't have a gimbal also. This has a gimbal attached to it, so all the footage in the background looks nice and smooth and nice and buttery, and it doesn't have any of those micro jitters that you guys would be annoyed at if you just continuously watch for an extended period of time.
Now let's talk about the battery. As per DJI, the operating time is approximately 166 minutes, but that was tested at a room temp of 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit at 1080p and 24 frames per second with the Wi-Fi off and screen off, so your mileage may vary. But the great thing about the battery is that it charges extremely quick. Once again, according to DJI, the charging time is 16 minutes to get to 80% and 32 minutes to get to 100%. So let's say your camera were to die if you're near an outlet, you could always just charge it, like back up real quick, and you'll be on the go. So let's talk about the shooting capabilities of this camera. If you want to shoot a normal video, you could do that at 4K at 60 frames per second or vertical orientation at 3K at 60 frames per second. You could shoot slow motion 4K at 120 frames per second or 1080p at 240 frames per second. Now, slow motion does not have vertical mode, it's only landscape, and that's it. This camera could also do a hyperlapse and a motion lapse mode, and it also has a low light video that shoots 4K at 30 FPS. And once again, it has no vertical orientation, but the low light video it's actually pretty crisp for a camera. You don't get any weird grain by bumping up the ISO. I would honestly say this is definitely a pro for this particular camera, and it could definitely beat out your cell phone or any type of mirrorless camera that you have set up. Also, this camera can shoot in D-Log and HLG color profiles, so you can do granular color grading if you would like. And lastly, this camera can shoot photos. However, personally, I don't really ever use this feature. The one time that I did try to use it, I don't even think it had a timer. So just use your cell phone. Your cell phone beats it out significantly. Just use this strictly for videos. Now, who is this for? This camera is for vloggers, travelers, entrepreneurs, or like anybody that wants to get some behind the scenes footage for anything. It is a very small device that you could use pretty much anywhere. I got this camera back, I want to say in March, and I pretty much use it every single time I'm meeting a client, every time I'm talking to a client, every time I want to create like a quick reel on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and I'm able to get some clean, crisp footage that I could just post immediately. So let's talk about the good and the bad. Now, when it comes to the good things about this camera, the size, the portability, the creator combo kit, it's amazing. It has everything that you need. You could also switch to manual mode to control any type of lighting as much as you please. The quality of the video and that active track. I didn't talk about that, but let me get into it. The number one thing that sets this apart from pretty much everything else, your cell phone or your mirrorless camera setup, is the active track. Active track allows you to set the camera up on the tripod, and it realistically tracks you throughout the shot, creating like a dynamic moving image.
All right, so this is active track. Everywhere I go, the camera is gonna follow. And look, no hands. And it just follows me, just follows me. And that's why this is so different from just having a regular camera on a tripod, because it creates that dynamic motion. And I get to move over here, boom, you see me? I get to move over here, boom, you see me? And the camera follows effortlessly. Hold up, make a move, just like this. Once again, it follows. Amazing. And another thing about active track is that it's so sticky. So if there is something that comes in my way and blocks my face, it will continue to hold on to my face until that object moves. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're looking at a success rate of like almost 7 out of 10 times. However, it is very, very sticky. It's very, very good. It's one of my favorite things on this particular camera, and I use it literally all the time. And if there's any reason that you should consider buying this camera, it should be this. Because if you are vlogging and you're always by yourself and you have nobody to ever hold the camera for you, this camera's got your back. And once again, it's one of those features that I use literally all the time, and it works seamlessly. There's different modes. I stick to the dynamic framing, I think, and I sort of set it up in a certain type of way, but it keeps me exactly where I need to be within the frame. And as you can see, it is sticky and it works perfectly. There are extreme edges in which I can't go, just like this. It'll stop, it'll stop, it'll stop, boom. But the moment I'm back in frame, once again, I'm good to go. Active track, use it, it's amazing.
And lastly, the one thing about this camera that I think is so dope is that it has this app that you can use, the DJI Mimo app, I believe, in which you can get all functionality of the camera to go directly to your cell phone. So you could do this like remote shooting setup. Additionally, let's say you wanted to transfer all the video, you could actually send all the videos straight to your cell phone, which is awesome. If especially you're on the fly and you don't have access to like a computer or anything like that, you can just send anything to your cell phone and you're good to go. So since no product is perfect, let's talk about the bad things that are related to this product. It is fragile. Whenever I put it on a tripod, I don't really feel too safe that it's not going to be knocked over and going to be injured and all this other stuff. So I keep a very close eye on it, and I protect it and baby it at all costs. And secondly, the location of this USB is slightly annoying. It's at the bottom of the camera. So in order to mount this to a tripod, you have to put on a battery extender, and then you can put your Swiss plate on the battery extender, which isn't the best design. And personally, I don't know how else they could fix this, but it's just one of those design flaws that I'm not 100% on board with. And thirdly, the thing that really bothers me about this camera is that the slow motion video is only in landscape mode. Like I feel like this should be able to be fixed in a firmware update, but it's not. And it's just frustrating because let's say you wanted to post something to Instagram or TikTok and you wanted it to be in slow-mo. Well, you have to deal with the landscape orientation and fixing it in post and all this other stuff. But like, why not just have that functionality in a vertical format? I don't know. Let's get on to the rating. I would rate this camera as a 9 out of 10. I think that this is a highly recommended camera if you are vlogging, if you want to create some behind the scenes videos, if you want to connect with your audience, you can even live stream from it. I think it's highly recommended. I think it's an amazing camera. It's lighter than your camera rig. It has better quality than your cell phone with more features and stabilized footage. Do I think this product is worth it? Absolutely. I think pretty much everyone should buy it if you are an entrepreneur that has a social media presence and you want to get some behind the scenes stuff. If you are going on trips with your family and want to do some vlogging style videos, just go scoop it up. It's highly recommended, highly worth it. And by the way, I bought this camera with my own money. This is not affiliated with DJI whatsoever. I just need to throw that out there. And I just want to say thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to follow us on IG and Facebook at rbstudiosphotography. Well, once again, thank you and have a great day. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. Peace.